Let's start this Ascension update by inviting the Arcturians to join this conversation. I'll explain a bit later in the video why. I'm intending that this message will speak to your soul and awaken a part of you that you may have forgotten or perhaps not accessed for a while. This is a remembrance. Many lightworkers may have been getting the feeling that this was their last incarnation on Earth, and that once done they would go back to Source to be finally and permanently in that blissful, expanded state of awareness, to go back to the stars where they belong, back to the places of their visions that they could feel within their heart, like they were never really part of this planet, just a visitor who couldn't wait to go home. I know this feeling because that's how I felt too. Yet many lightworkers like myself also felt like we were here to create heaven on Earth, to create the new Earth even. So here are some things to consider. Why would we want to create this heaven on Earth experience, then leave? Would it not make sense that to create heaven on Earth, it would require a physical body too? Why would we want to so easily give up on this human body, which has access to the sensual pleasures that the light body does not have access to? If we really believe we can create heaven on Earth, why don't we deserve to experience the fruits of our labour? So that leads me to consider that when we sense into the energies, we often do not fully understand how they will manifest. And yes, it's easy to interpret the shift that we are currently going through as the same energetics as a feeling of a war, the fall of society, or a death. But we could also even consider it as an end of an incarnation. What if this last incarnation energy that we've been feeling was actually an energetic shift, the death of the 3D incarnation as we evolve into 5D living? I'd always found Earth to be a very dense and heavy feeling place, and I didn't really understand or feel connected to the Earth. Being grounded was very difficult for me. I felt more connected to the stars, and I felt separate from most people I met. But recently, by incorporating some of the new frequencies that I've been sensing into, I've noticed a difference. As I've had more and more unusual soul journeys that have allowed me to experience the feeling of having source energy more strongly integrated and embodied in my human form, creating a deeper, more soulful connection to my multidimensional humanness. So this made me start to realize that maybe last incarnation had a different meaning. What if instead of feeling like life has been happening to me, I started to think of the part that I was here to play in upgrading Earth and creating a new Earth that actually fitted me? Maybe I didn't fit in because I was here to change things, to create a place that I did fit in. Maybe the places I was shown in my vision were not memories of home to make me feel homesick, but instead a blueprint of what I was here to create. Is this resonating with you? Have you been getting the same kind of thoughts or the same feelings? If so, I think right now we're being called to check in on this planet rather than deciding to check out. There have been so many new frequencies available to us. That means that we can now evolve into a greater state of being and integrate more of our soul essence and more of our 5D consciousness whilst here in the human body that we currently have. Now, wouldn't that be true heaven on Earth? So then our next question would be, how does this new evolved human start to build the new Earth? Well, I think at first it begins with how you approach even the most mundane of tasks in your own little universe. The smallest of changes can have the biggest of impacts, and you'll never really know the scope of what you're here to do. There are many opportunities to evolve beyond limited states of draconian or patriarchal ways. If you were to step into your power and stop focusing on this as your last incarnation, as if it was an expiry date, and instead see it as a spiritual shift date instead, then ask, what would you create? What would you change? What would you like to see in the world right now? what if you realize that you are part of the evolution of humanity at this time to become the leader you were born to be? It doesn't matter if you were leading yourself or a large group. The key is to create a more loving, soulful, and unified way of doing things. So what if you honored and valued all those ideas and thoughts that you've been having, and perhaps more so recently, no matter how strange? And what if you proactively looked for your soul tribe to help you put the pieces together and to help and support you to actually create and birth this into the world? So I mentioned the Arcturians at the beginning, because one of the supports that you have available to you right now is the Arcturians. They can help you show up as a leader at this time. They can help show you how to show up in ways that you've never showed up before. The Arcturians are fifth dimensional, and their knowledge and experience can be a prototype for what is possible on planet Earth. You might not realize it, but you have a unique frequency and a part of that blueprint that we need right now. So make it your priority to uncover it. It'll be part of your soul mission and your soul purpose. And to remember that a couple of months ago we were told that there's been a shift from the old to the new. So we don't have to do things in the old way of suffering anymore. We can really, truly co-create something completely new and wonderful. And all we need is our imagination to do that. So if you don't know where to start, get yourself nice and relaxed and just focus on your breathing, and then just call them into your consciousness and ask the Arcturians to share with you their experiences and knowledge so they can help you to create New Earth. The downloads you might receive might come through as hearing high-pitched noises or flickering lights, or sensing that you're being visited by other beings in your sleep. Don't be put off, these are all useful, and you don't have to necessarily know in order to be able to create. Just pay attention and be open to receive, because it's time now for us to check into this planet and show up as the leaders we were meant to be, and to start creating the new Earth that we will fit into, and to show others how to be that in this world with us.